You are welcome to this week's edition of From the Assembly, a program that chronicles the activities from the hallowed chamber of Nasarawa State House of Assembly in the week under review and other matters connected to it. I am Valentine Joshua. Just to remind you that Nasarawa State House of Assembly is still on recess and is expected to reconvene on the 14th of July 2025. Interestingly, the 7th Assembly has clocked 2 years in office. What are the impacts associated with this particular assembly? To answer these and his achievement, we have in the studio the only legal practitioner in the hallowed chamber of the State Assembly, Barrister Eson Meriga. You are welcome, Barrister Eson Meriga.
Thank you so much.
And formally, let me condole you over the death of your mother.
Thank you so much.
We pray that may God in His infinite mercy grant her a merciful judgment.
Amen, amen.
And you appeared on this platform at the formative stage of the 7th Assembly, and you assured your constituents that better days are ahead. And 2 years have gone by. What will you say are your impacts so far?
Firstly, let me just appreciate God for giving us this privilege again. I think this is my third or fourth time being in the platform of MBS to at least tell the whole world and my constituency the achievement we have achieved so far at 7th Assembly and in my own constituency. But before that, my name is Honorable Barrister Eson Meriga, a member representing the good people of Life and constituency at the 7th Assembly. I want to thank God, as I said earlier, that within the 2 years that we are celebrating, by the grace of God, we have achieved a lot. That even today, the 7th Assembly has ended today. At least I have written my name by the grace of God in the golden Guinness record of the constituency, Life and constituency. As I said earlier, I told our people this time around is my third time I'm aspiring to become a member in our State Assembly, 2015, 2019, and equally 2023 that I won my election. And I told all across the north and counting of my constituency. In 2019, I went to 118 polling units at that time. But in 2023, after the expansion and the creation of the polling unit in various to meet the issue of congestion of the voters in polling units, we have over 188 polling. I went to 188 community. The two communities that have not gone is Ilori and Dungu Pamini, and I played there with them anytime I'm in the media on air like this. And by the grace of God, sir, when I know the community, the problem of our people, that is why in November 30th, I have launched a Water for All initiative that I'm going to drill 30 boreholes by the mercy of God. And today, I'm celebrating the completion of the 30 boreholes in our constituency. And I can mention the names of various communities.
So you are saying, of course, so far you've dug 30 boreholes.
I've done 30 boreholes across Lafayette constituency.
And one will be asking, why embarking on such projects?
Because during the campaign, I have not promised them. I'm from Billet, I'm from Asakio, and I know the problem of my constituency. It's interesting to know that at the 21st centuries, people are still sharing water with pigs, with snakes, with other animals. Sometimes they went to go and fetch water by 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And because of that, I said, no. At least if God will give me this position, I'm going to initiate a program for water because water is life.
It's all right. In the course of the conversation, we are going to discuss your achievements in details much later. But the 7th Assembly has clocked 2 years.
Yes.
And what will you say is the achievement of this assembly in legislative terms?
We have a lot of achievement. The 7th Assembly all of us came with a vision and a mission. And if you look at the 7th Assembly, thank God that you are a reporter from the Assembly. You have been an experienced journalist, and let me call a veteran journalist, from the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and this 7th Assembly. Most of the law and the resolution we meet, the bills that will not, and the resolution we meet, they're impactful in reality with the nation and the state yearning. And every resolution you see the Assembly, 7 Assembly made is the deep concern of the entire state and the people living. And every bill that passed first, second, third reading is what the state are yearning and in need of it.
I listened to Speaker Danladi Jatto in his remark to draw the curtain of the second session of the 7th Assembly to a close, and he described this particular assembly as the best, having in its archives 21 bills passed into law and 41 resolutions.
Yes.
But will you say these resolutions and bills, will you say they have direct bearing on the life of the people of Nasarawa State?
They have a lot of direct bearing. Look at the one we make during that this our NEPA epileptic.
The epileptic power supply in Nasarawa State.
Look at the one we just make before the conclusion of the research. This TSC issue.
A motion to investigate
the issue of the TSC.
TSC in the state.
Because it looked pathetic to where there was a kind of an issue pertaining our teachers' recruitment and employment after the governor had given a good concept how to employ people. There was also an allegation where a lot of people in this state bought those employment with their money. A lot of them again got it through another way, which is not is against the rules and regulation for employing any teachers in Teacher Service Commission or to teach. Now, what we did is that because there are two discrepancies of issues. The governor have set up a committee headed by Zalai Dakos, a former retired PAMSEC, very reputable civil servant. And today, the committee brought their reports. After that report, there was also a consultants set by His Excellency to verify and look at the authenticity of those teachers, whether they are main qualified teachers or not. And from their report too, there are another different issue. So as House of Assembly, we are the representative of our people in various constituencies, because we are their representative. With the wisdom of the Assembly, under the leadership of the Mr. Speaker, discover that there must be an independent committee to investigate this issue, because the committee are saying those who have the genuine employment letter that came with it are 2,300 or something. Then the consultant are saying those who came with the appointment letter, they are 4,220 something. So there are discrepancies.
So there are discrepancies that you feel the Assembly will address.
And when you look at, when I make a motion during the Kenyu capsite in my constituency last year, during the Balarabe General Speaker, with the Assembly, the whole Assembly have a kind of a pitiable to what happened in my constituency. That resolution has made, and I think the governor has implemented that by providing Kenyu and other aspects of the life jacket and other thing through the office of the Deputy Governor and the DG Nasema, late Zeze Alumaga, and other people who are families who have been affected, their name has been written through the foreman of ASEA, who is in charge of that place.
Of course, I understand that. Of course, you are trying to roll out the impact that, of course, the 7th Assembly has on the lives of the people of Nasarawa State. But how would you react when critics of the opinion that the 7th Assembly is more or less a rubber-stamped assembly?
No, we're not rubber-stamped assembly. People always say that, but I disagree with them in 100 times, because the 7th Assembly are not rubber-stamped. When you see people moving peacefully, now, the governor has brought an idea of building an underpass in Nasarawa State, building and construction of a legacy of a modern secretariat. And now, can you now, as an assembly, go against that kind of a project that have a direct impact in the life of our people present and the life of people on board that are coming? Because whether you like it or not, anybody that know Lafia in 2 years back, as you're coming to Lafia now, you will see a lot of changing. So now when we came as 7 Assembly, we came from different platforms. I'm a PDP man. We have almost 9 PDP as a lawmaker. We have 2 NNPP there, and we have 3 SDP, then 10 APC. Now, but because when we discover all of us are people from this state. We are critical stakeholders in decision making in Nasarawa State. And we cannot continue because of the party differences to bring disunity that will truncate the progress development of the state. We say no, that we need to look at the state, the interests of the state first. It's above every political interest. It's above every individual interest. It's above anybody interest. And you know me very well. Anything that is not for the interest of the state, I won't be part of it.
I mean, you know, because critics of the opinion that when you see the legislative arm having a smooth working relationship with the executive, it therefore means that a party is being cheated, in this case the masses.
Well, one thing I want to thank you, Gus, that every member of the 7th Assembly go back to his constituency.
Absolutely.
And make inquiry from people who are in that constituency. Make comparison with people who have left that place before us. And they should tell us the truth. Whether we have made impact in the life of our constituency or not. I'm telling you, sir, I'm not bragging, but I can challenge anybody from my constituency. What Barrister Sona did in Lafayette North constituency, bring every record from 1999 to date. If anybody that supersedes me, I will resign today.
You know, some critics will bring the antecedents of the 7th Assembly.
Yes.
Probably that is propelling them to tag the 7th Assembly as a rubber stamp. I wouldn't know. But some will say that, of course, a committee was constituted to investigate the alleged selling of properties belonging to Nasarawa State, including Lagos Liaison Office. And 2 years have gone by. No report. No prosecution. No. A committee was later constituted to investigate the diversion of palliative, Barrister Esome Riga. No culprit has so far been brought to book. So can the critics be right when they say, of course, the 7th Assembly is not doing enough?
Let me just answer from the first perspective you asked concerning the property of Nasarawa State across the area where our property, when we are in them Plateau and Benue and all that time, after the sharing of the property between Plateau and Nasarawa State. Sir, the 6th Assembly have made a resolution on how those property should be sold, and the proceeds raised by that should be advanced to other area. Now, there was also a legal issue, a court case that is still pending concerning that matter. And as I'm talking to you, the matter is still pending before the Court of Appeal, the Justice of the Court of Appeal. And our law and our rules, Order 24, Rule 4, see, reference to any matter that is pending before any court of law, any competent court of law, the Assembly shall not investigate or interfere with that pending the resolution or the judgment of that court. So the committee has been set up.
And you decided
the committee has been
set up. Because the matter is before the court of law.
The matter is pending before the Court of Appeal. So can you come as a legislator that your rules are there? We are not the one that created that law.
So what happens to the committee investigating?
The committee went. They have their own pending. Let me say a report that they can be able to give.
But Barrister Esome Riga, so what happens to the committee investigating the diversion of palliative?
I'm also part of the committee.
So where are the culprits?
The committee have made their own finding. With someone we investigate, we invited all those who this property has, these goods, this palliative have been given to them. And we have timestamp reference. We have also looked at them, we listen to them, how they share this issue. And we know we are going to submit the report very soon by the grace of God. And Nasarawa still are expecting us to give. We told them that nobody can take what belongs to the less privileged. Because if you look at what the governor has said, that we should give this palliative is not meant for those who are able, who they can provide. It's meant for those who are downtrodden, the less privileged in our society.
So, another committee has been constituted, and you are members of that committee.
Yes.
A committee to investigate job racketeering at the State Teacher Service Commission, to investigate the former management staff of the TSC. And of course, I listened to some lawmakers during debate when the motion was raised. And one lawmaker stood up with his calculator trying to calculate some amount of money. He was saying, assuming each person bought employment later at the tune of 500,000. So, and these persons are up to 3,000. Some will tell you that, of course, they paid even more than that. And even though for now you wouldn't say, you wouldn't appoint accusing finger because the investigation is still on. But Barrister Someriga, will you say, or will you tell the people of Nasarawa State that after investigation, justice would be seen served?
But by the grace of God, just let me also, by the grace of God, the Nasarawa State people will see justice in this report. And let me just tell you, whatever thing you did or you do, whether you like it or not, if you do right, it counts on you. If you do good, bad, it counts on you. And for some of us that believe that whatever things that we are doing today, it will count on us tomorrow.
Absolutely.
It is the legacy that some of us kept when we are coming, growing. We stood for what is fair, what is just, and what is right. And that's why today we are where we are today. Let me just give you an example. My colleague raised that issue. But as a lawyer, there was no single person that came and said, I bought this thing, 500,000. I bought this thing, 700,000. I bought this thing, 1 million.
Don't you think that some are afraid?
All are speculation. And we are their representative. Come and inform us that this is how you get your employment letter. And nobody will spare anybody. Even if I'm the one that I collected money from you, inform the society and the public that I gave Honorable Someriga 500,000 before, he now gave me appointment. If any of the member of this committee or member of the assembly that collected any 1 naira from you, tell the public that you gave them 500,000 or 1 million naira. Any the case may be. And I'm telling you, sir, we will not spare anybody. We want to change the narrative of the state. These are people that are coming. They are passed through here before they finish their secondary school. Before they finish their either NC or the degree or any qualifications that they have. Why at this stage you want them to give you money for it before you give them admission? Give them employment. After they're going to now sacrifice for the life of the people of the state, the children that are coming. It's pathetic. If you go to my constituency, I can count secondary school that you hardly find 3 or 4 staff in that secondary school. This employment that His Excellency that has saved our people, most especially in my constituency, where this new employed teacher, they are the one that give hope to public secondary school, not even primary school, public secondary school in my constituency.
Barrister Someriga, at the formative stage of the 7th Assembly, you told me on this platform that, of course, you have in your archive a quite number of bills aimed at improving the business of governance in Nasarawa State. Have you started rolling them out before the Hallowed Chamber?
Yeah, well, I think by the grace of God, I brought, it's stage by stage. When you look at before the recession, I think one of the bill I brought is for the enlargement of the age of the magistrate and the area court judges, which is the area of my concern. And it has passed the first and second bill already. The third reading is coming by July 14 or 15. And there are a lot of motions and other things that I started it already. And by the time we'll have almost 3 or 4, which the Right Honorable Speaker also encouraged every member that have private bill that can at least change the narrative of make an impact to the states. We should bring it. Because God bless us with the Speaker and the Governor that always work together with us. The only thing that left for us now is for us to bring anything that will help the states. And by the grace of God, a lot of colleagues have brought their own. They passed the first and second, third reading. And my own that I start releasing, and I started with that one. And by the grace of before they were run over 30 years, you will see a lot of things by the grace of God.
The bill you sponsored, of course, seeking to increase the retirement age of magistrates and other judges in the state from 60 to 65.
Yes.
Quite interesting. I listened to the arguments, but let me ask that why are you seeking the increment of the retirement age? Don't want them to go and rest?
No. When you look at the Constitution of Nigeria, which is our grand law, when you look at other superior judges, section 290, verse of 4, you will look at it where the Supreme Court Justice and the Court of Appeal Justices, their age is 70, while other Superior Court judges is 65. But with the coming of the president, where he has made an introduction act, where all the Superior Court judges, their retirement age is 70. Now, if you go to the states, where these magistrates are the creation of the state law, and some of them, they will reach the age of 35 or 60 years. They are still agile, they are still fit and proper, they are still sound in their brain, because they say experience is the best teacher.
Absolutely.
Now, what we are looking at, from this, once you reach 60 years, we are going to do the same thing like the Supreme Court, the other Superior Court judges. Once you reach 60 years, that 60 to 60, that 5 increment of 5 years, if you are not sound and proper, you have to resign. But if you are sound, some of the judges are retired. When you look at them, even if you increase 10 years for them, except anything natural that will occur, they are still sound, they are still proper, that they can be able to at least listen to make effective administrative justice to our society.
Before you found yourself along Ocean Dam Road, you were moving from one course to the other, trying to argue for justice.
Yes.
And probably you should know better than the way I do. But do you think that, of course, the judges will be happy that Barrister Esome Riga is embarking on this move?
I think almost by the grace of God, almost the magistrates and other judges, they are celebrating, because other states has already at least passes into law.
Oh, beautiful.
So they are celebrating this.
Beautiful. And now back to the issue that you started earlier, the issue of provision of water to your constituents.
Yes.
And of course, you said you've dug so far 30 boreholes.
Yes.
Cut across your constituency. And the question now is, where is Barrister Esome getting this money from?
No, but by the grace of God.
You know why I'm asking you this question? Why I'm asking you this question? I know
that 30 wall is part of it. There are a lot of projects that are executed.
You know why I'm asking you this question? Yes. I know the function of a legislator is to make laws, not to provide infrastructure. So if Barrister Esome Riga has dug 30 boreholes and embarked on an array of projects, who is really bankrolling him? That is a question.
Valentine, whether we like it or not, as the legislators, one of their priority, our key function of men there is for us to make law. But whether we like it or not, where as a member you went there, or maybe in House of Rep or Senate, and you didn't embark on extra other things, you're in trouble.
Wow.
The constituency knew, people know, whether you like it or not, that you have been given little stipend for your constituency allowance after 3 months. And for me, that I came from a background who are very disciplined, and I discover I need to at least give account of everything I'm giving tomorrow, whether either before men or before my Creator one day. It will ask you, you have been given this, you have been given this, you have been given this, you have been given this. What have you done with it? Even if you didn't give account, time will come that if you're not very careful, other anti-grab agency can call you, say, Valentine, I give you this money. This is the public money. This is the record. This is the record. What have you done with it?
Apart from boreholes, what will Barrister Esome Riga say? Of course, he has done to his constituents.
I've constructed over 6 bridges. 6 bridges. If you go to Amawa, Ashige, you see one there. If you go to Dankabako, you see one there. If you go to Biedi, you see one there. If you go to Aridi, you see one there. If you go to Awangis, so from Biedi to Awangis, you see one there. And we're doing another one again. 2. I've given over 53 persons pensionable employment. Pensionable employment. 25 cash transfer, which are aged people. And apart from people who help them, over 200 people I've secured and I helped them to get admission across the state. I give almost 2 persons army. Today they are enjoying themselves. There is recent coach one. 3 also passed. Very soon they'll be going to Bepo now. I will only go there myself to see how at least people from my constituency, they can attest. Those that they screen them out. I appreciate them and I thank and I give them the stipend. Go back and try next time.
It's all right.
And apart from that, there are a lot of rural education that I have helped. And by the mercy of God, what I've intervened from the state government to my constituency, over 17 completed projects. Wow. 17 completed projects. That His Excellency with other ministry, department, and agencies that help me to at least bring it to my people in my constituency. I told you, very soon we're going to do a comprehensive documentary. Show our people what we did word by word, community by community. I can mention them all.
As you are parting words from the studio, you've clocked 2 years in office and you are left with 2 years.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, if Barrister Esson is clocking 4 years, what would you love to be remembered for?
By the grace of God, I'll be loved to be remembered that what I have promised God and my people, they have seen it. And I'm going to do more for them. See, Valentine, what I'm praying and what I'm thanking God, I told people that we want to set a legacy in our constituency where anybody that is succeeding by the session, if you didn't do more than what I have done to my people, you will not cross the bridge again.
Barrister Esson, we appreciate you so much and thank you for appearing on this platform.
You're welcome, sir.
That was Barrister Esson Meriga, member representing Lafia North constituency, of course giving us the achievements of the 7th Assembly vis-a-vis what he has done for his constituency so far. And this we are to wrap up this week's edition of From the Assembly. I am Valentine Joshua. I'll see you next week with other legislative matters.